because it won't, like, it's was acting funny, and now it's connecting.
Okay, so what is the agenda?
The agenda is pretend that everything worked fine the whole time. Move this to be half of the screen here with the chat so we can see. I'm going to turn it a little this way just so I can have a better angle. All right, so the plan in my eyes was to go through your stuff.
Okay.
And then we can go through the stuff that I did today, I guess.
Sure. So there was, I attended a meeting today. Basically, it was meeting.
Be a little louder.
Meeting 1 and 2. This meeting went over some resources, and we'll wait till you're done, just in case if there's any.
Like, you're coming through, you're just not coming through as much as I am, but I'm louder than you are. I have a more boisterous voice. Boisterous.
So I'll just recap. I had a meeting this morning. This is meeting 1 of 2. The meeting went over, well, first of all, this is for EastCoastGuild, right? So we...
Yes.
Oh, I didn't see that there.
I put the logo in between us, so you just didn't see it.
All right, good. So this is one of the steps that we've been trying to get to for a while. We got in contact with someone
Small
in Pittsburgh.
Business Development Center.
Yeah.
In Pittsburgh.
And we had some issues with communication for a little while.
Well, and we know why we did. They ended up telling us that they were trying to get us with a very specific person that knew what we were doing. And so that was part of it. Like, that was part of what was going on, too. So I understood why there was bad communication.
Sure.
Should there have still been bad communication? No.
Yeah. Well, it's one of the things that there was back and forth for a while. Not that there's anyone to blame.
Yeah.
But, we finally got in contact with the right people. We got some meetings set up. And basically this first meeting was about how to start a business. And specifically how to start a business in the Pittsburgh area.
Yep.
For that, there was about 28 attendees. So that was actually quite a bit. I didn't expect there to be that many people. But hey, that's great.
Give me a second. I need to... I just thought that we should do that we didn't do.
What?
Add to our story right now.
Sure. Yeah, go ahead. I will join the...
I'm not going to go live there. I'm just going to... Hey, everybody. We're live over on my YouTube. There's David, and there's the stuff. We're going over a couple of business meetings we had, so if you want to come and see us, we're over on YouTube right now. I'm going to put the link on the screen. Oh, crap. How am I going to put the link on the screen? I have a way. Actually, I'm not going to... Well, it's just going to be like... YouTube.com. Does just /Kilohmz work anymore? I don't know if it does. I think it's com/e/Kilohmz.
This is all fake news at this point.
Right.
You put it up on the screen?
My channel's up on the screen.
Okay.
Wasn't, I'm not happy that I'm having to ask people to do this in this way, if that makes sense. I kind of actually hate having to be like, oh, hey, by the way, click in this channel, because I know how bad it is for stuff on Instagram. Anyway, and you guys can talk in chat. We'll get to stuff as it comes. We're just going to go over the business stuff. And we would like to do this on our YouTube channel, which is in the link tree, which is down in the description, until we get rid of the link tree because everybody hates the link tree. But once we get rid of the link tree, that's actually the third thing we're going to talk about today. I have it up here. You guys can see a tab that says East Coast Guild on it. So there's a very special tab that's right there that we will talk about and that we are working on. That should hopefully come before the new year, but by the new year is like our deadline. That's the deadline I'm putting down. So I should probably tell Ann that right now while I'm thinking about it, while you continue to talk about your meeting.
Sure. So again, quick recap. We had a business meeting this morning. It's how to create a small business in the Pittsburgh area specifically. But, it was good information overall. Some of the information, anyone who's gone to or done any research about businesses would have already known. There's some crucial information, though, that I took away from it. So I'm not going to go over the whole thing, but it's really interesting about, for example, how to grow your business, how to start, how to prosper. They were briefly going over planning, your business plan. I think that's going to be part of step 2.
That's going to be part of step 2, but our consultant, Meg, she's also going to be looking at our business plan and giving us feedback.
Yeah.
But I will talk about that when we get to my meeting today.
Yeah. So some key takeaways. I'm going to be talking to everybody here who's interested in growing a business. It doesn't matter where you are. I think this is going to be some critical stuff. You may already know it. You may be commenting at some point saying, duh. But, it's new to me, and it may be new to some people listening.
It's also good for me to hear it because we haven't actually decompressed, and this is our decompression meeting.
So, we haven't talked about this yet at all. So, going over some of it, I highlighted some of the important things. One we've been trying to do, but it was, we need to try to do it more, really.
It's also hard because of where we're at, if you're talking about what you highlighted in number 1.
Talk to similar business owners. Now, here's the thing. Here's my idea about that is, one, there isn't really anyone similar. There's 2
similar spots here that we could go and take a look at and talk to the owners there. There are 2 spots in Lynchburg that we can do that. Mm-hmm. Yes.
So my takeaway with that was, basically I highlighted talk to similar business owners. There's a few things that my decompression of that. Number 1 is there isn't anybody, because that's one of the things that we're excited about is there isn't people who do that.
Yeah, it's not big. Like you're usually seeing comic book stores, not gaming lounges. Like not a spot that's like like a hookah bar. We're making a hookah bar or for gaming instead of hookah.
Or a place that does just board games.
Yes, and that's one of the ones we have here is it does just board games. And there's nothing wrong with that. I think they're a great business, and I love that they do that. It's just that doesn't fit my niche. Like that doesn't fit the gaming that I like to do.
So my takeaway for that is finding similar. We need to find someone who is just in the general category, and then get their takeaways, especially for this year. How did they adjust to this year?
Yeah.
With everything going on with the unspoken pandemic.
You're not allowed to say that word, or I'll get demonetized from my already not monetized stream.
But for example, if they pivoted during this year, how did they pivot? Did they do all work from home? How did that work?
Yeah.
So basically, asking people who are really kind of a general area, I think that would be good to talk to them because anything at this point is going to be helpful. Next point that I highlighted, pain points. What is the pain points for the customer, and what are you providing to help them with that pain point? Basically, what are you helping them?
What's your value?
Yeah. Now I highlighted that not necessarily as a hey, we need to work on that, because that's what we're doing. We're helping people thrive.
Yeah, that's the whole point. Yeah, if you guys don't know, our motto, our business I guess, is that our business motto or like a little
Sure.
like our what's the like phrase they call it? Like it's your
Mission statement?
yeah, our mission statement is building a community and helping others thrive.
Yeah.
And that's the biggest thing. Like, it was funny because I was talking to Meg today, our consultant, and I was also talking to Ann, which is our community manager, who's volunteering for that position, and I thank her so much for that. Hopefully, that can be something that we actually turn into something to be massively permanent. Because there's a couple other things that we could have her do that I've talked to her about it. Because we were also thinking about having multiple spots of distribution for our merch. And so I was going to have her cover all online merch while we did in shop. Just for online orders and stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway. We talked about, I talked to Meg. I'm trying to remember. I lost my train of thought. I literally just distracted myself.
Yeah, I couldn't have. I wasn't saying anything.
Yeah, you didn't get a chance. But just like talking about like what our business was and like getting that idea of like, especially like the how many customers, like our potential customers, because like that's in our business plan, stuff like that. And I talked through the method in our business plan of how I got those numbers. I talked her through it. We had something in our finances tab that was not acceptable, and I accidentally sent it.
Social?
It was 18 plus. One of the things we were going to sell.
Oh, okay.
That was literally on there, and I looked at it, and I sent it to her, and I went, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry.
You could just say we're being cheeky.
I was straight up, I was like, I apologize. One of us made a joke about selling ECG condoms, and that was not okay for us to keep on there.
Someone has to do it.
Not me!
Oh, wow. That's funny.
But yeah, so that was a fun type of thing. But yeah, especially with like finding like what the pain points are. Like I think we know our pain point. Like we know what there is not a spot for gamers to go and hang out. And like yeah, you can hang out on Twitch, you can hang out on YouTube. Like you can hang out on Glimish, you can hang out on Facebook, like all of these different sites. You can go and you can hang out and be there.
Yeah.
But there's a different experience when you're playing Magic the Gathering with the person across the table with you. There is something that is different about playing a D&D campaign in person. And like, yeah, you can do those things, but like me getting animated, like I'm stuck in this camera frame. And being stuck in this camera frame doesn't help us when I need to go and be like big and large. Like I don't get to play my character as much.
Yeah.
And so there's things like that too, where it's like, there needs to be a spot that people can go to. Only thing is we have to be a business, we can't make it free.
Yeah.
That's the only like downside, you know, like we're not independently wealthy. Bill Gates, you want to hit a boy up.
Speaking of which, you hear about Elon?
What happened with Elon this time?
Like literally, he is I think the number 2 most richest man in I don't know if it's the United States.
Oh, behind Bezos?
No, he surpassed Bezos. Like, I think it was the last week or something.
No, Elon, that puts you in a bad spot. You got to do something good with that money, bud.
Yeah.
People are going to be mad. And he treats his employees all right.
Yeah.
Not the best. Not the worst. Anyway. I don't know enough about him other than what I've said, so.
Just in case you don't know it, we like Teslas here.
We like Teslas. Elon can go either way, but we like Tesla.
I like Elon. I
like him for the most part. He's done it. There's been some things that have come out about him that make me a little worried. He's a little shady on. There's apparently pictures of him with Johnny Depp's ex-wife, the abusive one, before they were broken up. So there's a little bit of sketch on that.
Yeah.
As a businessman, I like him. As a person, I'm a little
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Carrying on. Some questions that I think that we should answer. We haven't talked about, at least. I'm sure we have it somewhere written down. Is what is the number of potential customers
15 to 1600.
15, 16. Are you just making that up, or
No.
Okay, so do you look that up, or
No. So I'm going to get a more
that?
detailed demographic. That is
Yeah,
one of the things
okay.
Meg is getting us. Is she's getting us a more detailed demographic to help us out. But I took the number of average viewers on Twitch, which was 2.1 million. I then divided that number by the population of America, which was 324 million. I think it was 324.6 at the time I looked at it. That gives us like 0.6% of the people. And now note, the people that watch Twitch, that encompasses the whole world. But that also doesn't account for all your tabletop gamers that don't go on Twitch, your kids that don't go on Twitch, people that don't even know it exists, like that are gamers, card game, other geeks and stuff like that don't go there. They don't know. So I figured I can still use that number to kind of get a general idea of our general population. So about 0.6% of the population is geeks, which is probably more than that. But that was a safe bet.
Sure.
0.6% of the population in Lynchburg, where we live, was like 140 something. Times that by 4. No, it was more than that. It was like 400 or 500. Anyway, you times that by 4, and you get up to like whatever the number. It was 15 to 1600 when you might put it up. So we had about 300 here, I think, would have been our percentage. So I did that, and that's our general percentage of potential clients is 15 to 1600 people. And I think that's honestly lowballing it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're not just encompassing just video games.
Yes.
We're encompassing more than just that.
Board games, content creators.
Yeah.
I mean,
I know people.
everywhere.
I know people who don't even like.
Your hand is right in the.
Talk to the hand. So, I know people who don't even like game that often, but when they game, it's like tournaments. They enjoy the whole thing with tournaments. So, like, I work with some of them that they game for tournaments, so they don't do as much of the other things. So, I mean, there's that demographic you have.
And I'm sure you've talked to them about doing this too. Like, mentioned it probably offhandedly.
So there's a work issue there. We'll talk about offline, not recorded.
Oh,
so.
No, I can kind of see where that fits because, like, you're like here and they're like here, so it's like awkward. Plus, not to mention, it's another job and you're talking about your side hustle.
Yeah. Let me tell you about this pyramid
scheme. So my
scheme.
brother's job.
Yep. So anyway, so that's good. I'm glad you. That was a question that I was going to ask you about was the number of potential customers, and then from there you can have transactions or average transaction amount from there. You can calculate that once you kind of know that.
And they have a lot of algorithms and stuff like they wanted our finances stuff that we had, so they can put it through their stuff.
Yeah, one of the big things that they said at least 3 times was. For that, they like seeing the numbers, which I don't. I mean, I think that if I'm in their position, of course you're going to want, if you're going to be doing any investment with whether it's investing in time, investing in resources, investing in money.
Get a bank loan, you get capital, the other people, venture capitalists, getting just investors. Like people want to see your numbers because cash is king.
I think they said that at some point today.
And that's was said to me today.
So basically, since we know those numbers, that's good. They are going to be asking for those numbers later on in the SBDC. So having those hard numbers are going to be extremely beneficial for that. For that, just making sure that goes within the business plan. That's another thing I highlighted. Sufficient capital. Now, I think of extremes when I think of capital, right? So when people normally think of capital, they think of either, quitting their job and then just doing with this new business idea, or going on the safe side. And I don't think it's either one of those. I think there's a happy medium of, you can have a business that kind of feeds into itself and grows exponentially over time. Yeah. I do not think we need to quit our jobs, because if we quit our jobs, then how do we fund the business at the same time?
I'm not quitting my job but when I move, I would like to go full time for this.
Yeah. And the other thing that I'm seeing is with, capital is you have a great idea and then you just don't do it. There's so many people, like literally, who do you know is like, hey, there's this great app out there. Or no, not great app. I have this great idea for an app. Or I have this great idea for an invention. And it's like, well, what are you doing about it? Thinking about it. So it's like we have this great idea, or you have this great idea. I'm adding to
We're
it.
getting it to go.
Yeah.
Well, I couldn't do this on my own. I couldn't. Like I look.
But this was your idea. I'm trying to give you credit. I'm
I'm
not trying to throw you under the
okay,
bus.
I'm not saying it wasn't my idea. I'm just saying that I can't do any of it on my own. I mean, we've had people that are pushing and trying to get us to make sure that things happen the way they need to happen.
Now, with that being said, so we're not just kind of leeching for our own funds. Is we need to keep an eye on for grants that can help us.
I did talk to somebody about grants.
Okay. But like for example, there was one.
I talked to one person specifically about grants, but
there's a lot of time they'll match so up to a certain point they'll match it.
Yeah.
And if you're successful, then you get that money back.
Yeah, that's.
So for example, like if you one of the things that they brought up today, this is kind of general idea. I didn't have the details, but basically in the Pittsburgh area, if you help clean up the facade of the building, you get up to like, I want to say it's like $17,000.
Yeah, that's if you do it there.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Which don't get me wrong, isn't bad, but I actually talked about that one specifically today too.
Oh, okay, good.
But another way that you can support your local businesses could totally be if they have a Patreon.
Plug time.
So, if you guys have not, and you guys would like to, because I'm not on Twitch anymore, and when I move over to Glimish, which is a new site that is working, they do subscriptions for all. I will not be taking subscriptions because I want all of that to go back into the business anyway. So if you guys want to support me as a content creator, or you guys want to support our business, please go to our Patreon, which the link is down below. It's also just patreon.com/EastCoastGuild. And you can go there. And we haven't done a lot yet, but we do have one patron, my buddy Pi. Mm-hmm. Wonderful dude. Thank you so much, Pi, for that. You're a beautiful person. So yeah, anyway, nice plug. And we can continue on. Oh, you guys weren't supposed to see that thing yet. It's gone. Don't worry about it. It's not done.
It's live, so they can't rewind it, can they? No. It's live. They can't rewind it.
It's live. They can't.
They can't rewind it. Anyway.
Don't rewind it, please.
Yeah. So speaking about continuing on, a few more things. Basically, making sure that we get someone like an attorney, an accountant. Now, here's the thing: is I already know kind of some ideas for attorneys, accountants. A banker, of course. Once we get to that point, we can use that. And a consultant and mentor. But here's the thing: is we've already kind of found some consultants and mentors at this point. Not saying that that's it.
And like we have found mentors. Like we talk to all your small business owners that we know. Because we talk to the guys that own the climbing gym all the time about this stuff. Like I talk to one of them all the time. I'm like, he's in our business plan as one of our mentors. Yeah. And that's literally just for the fact of, hey, we talk to you and we ask you questions on what you think. You are scooting. You are past where I'm at. Okay, that's what. Okay.
So
I'm caught up.
After the professional assistance part there, I just breezed over that.
Yes.
The PA registration must-dos. I'm not going to go over that because it's more of this is a reference list of like, hey, we're going to need to go to this website and do this website and do that.
Money and paperwork.
Yeah. So that was a big part of it. But again, we can kind of go over that and that's
as
more
you guys can see, it's like getting our tax forms set up, getting our tax ID.
I didn't see you actually had that on there.
having our business name and everything like that with our principals and all that stuff. Getting it set up with the state for the Department of for the state corporation, that we're filling out for an LLC, sorry. So that way, if we have to lose our entire business, it liquidates itself down in all of its assets.
So if someone sues the business, they're not taking
They
your
can't take
money
my
or my
house.
money.
They can't take David's house. They can only take stuff from the business.
Yeah.
And
that's why it's important to separate what is business and then businesses and then what is personal very clearly.
Very, very clearly.
Yeah.
Like most of the collectibles that will be in the shop at first will be my collectibles.
So basically what we're saying is we should have a work Tesla and then a personal Tesla and have them completely separate.
Okay. But like a Tesla with our business logo on it would look really cool.
Oh yeah.
With our gray and everything too. Ooh. I like that.
We may argue on which Tesla though.
Model Y would be the best for us because we're going to be transporting goods a lot.
Sure. Or maybe an X.
X's would be nice. I don't know that we need
wing
doors, but I'm definitely not going to say no to going.
But it would just be so much easier to like take things in and out. Just have the wings come up and. Anyway.
You say that because you're shorter and it doesn't get in your way.
Yeah, exactly.
It does get in my way.
It's like,
I remember about the going door. I was like, I gotta scrunch up a little under this thing.
Those wing doors would be great for like just slamming right into your temple. I would just go right underneath it.
You would, and I'd be like, it's gone. I like might be beheaded. We also have to look at getting.
Speaking about which.
Speaking
of decapitation.
We have to get an employer number too, so we can employ people.
There you go.
That's a big thing, and then contacting the local municipality, blah blah blah, which they'll help us with.
Municipality.
That one, municipality.
Yeah.
We also have to contact them just for the different things that go on with that. LLC, we kind of already talked about a little bit, but we got to file this stuff, which is going to cost us money. We also have to have all those other things. What is a docketing statement? Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So basically, this is a non-negotiable list of if you want to have a business in this area and probably this area as well. It's probably pretty universal. You need to do.
Lynchburg's is a lot better, but I don't know what the state says.
I'm going down to how to create file an LLC in PA. I don't know if you're there or not. I can't see.
How to create an LLC in PA? Yeah, that's what I'm looking at.
So basically, that's it. Is certificate of organization. They said $125. You can pay for it to be next day, but he said it's ridiculously expensive. So it's like
there's no reason to do.
Just docketing statement, EIN, and operating agreement.
Recommended but not required.
Yeah.
Also, hi Paige. I hope you're doing well. Sorry, I'm going to.
Hi Paige. Do I know Paige?
Probably not.
Okay. Well, hi Paige. Nice to meet you. All right. Going down to startups. Now, this is actually for the Huntington Bank. SBA, Small Business Admin. I guess it's like one of their loans that they do. For this, anything, so if we decided to go with one of their loans, anything under 2 years in business is considered a startup. It doesn't matter how much money that you make, where you are, what you're doing, as long as you love me. It's, I don't know, it came to mind.
No, you're good.
So anything less than 2 years in business would be considered a startup. So during, let's say, if there's a business that starts up, if it's less than 2 years, we got to be a startup. Now, here's the thing, though.
When does it define that you've been in business, though? I mean, we're going to make that anyway because we'd be at 1 year. About 1 year by the time we'd be opening up shop.
So it would... I don't know. My guess is when you start filing the paperwork as a business, then it could start. So if we start filing paperwork, let's say this month, then we could say that's the date of its start, and then 2 years. And I don't think that it would be over 2 years. I think it would be under 2 years. Again, that's if we want to use it.
The goal is next August or September.
Yeah.
So it would be under anyway.
But that's saying if we wanted to use their loan.
Yes.
Right. So here's some issues that I had with this is they may need your house as a collateral.
Yeah.
No big deal. They'll just take your house.
Can't take it
Who
if I
needs a
don't have
house?
one.
So that was kind of one of my issues. I mean, it makes sense, if you're
Sounds like we're getting hit by the mafia.
like for example, if you're taking, what was it? They were talking about like $300,000, $500,000 plus as loans. That's more than what we need in the first place.
We'll revisit that.
Okay.
Because I've been told how much from the consultant, I was told how much we should have. And we should have at least 3 months of startup. And then in our savings, we need to constantly keep 3 months backup for our total expenses, just in case something goes wrong. So $9,000 for rent in downtown Pittsburgh for something that's 2,000 square feet, it's not that outlandish.
So my thing is I'm not my gut instinct with a startup loan is I don't think we're gonna need it. However, that's why I documented it just in case we do.
Yes, no,
I may need to use it
unless we can somehow get everything that is going on to pick up, current projection wise we would need it. Because we have $4 coming in a month.
Yeah.
We do not have enough money to start a business. I can rent a can of beans.
You can rent a can of beans.
I can rent a can of beans per month. But I gotta give it back.
Okay, there you go. All I'm gonna say is I am scrappy with specifically when it comes to finances. What I can do with finances, I'm very scrappy.
I know. Look. I know because I know who you're married to, and I know they're not as scrappy.
So I'll just put it this way. I have. Oh.
So
we have a visitor.
We do. Crispy, you're right.
Beautiful sight, we're happy tonight. Walking out.
We don't.
Somebody had a good day at work.
I'm alright.
Okay, we're in the middle of a business meeting.
Oh, okay.
What is that? Chicken?
That's the chicken wings,
Taters?
mac and cheese,
Mac and cheese?
and I don't know what the other side she chose to do was. Corn.
Nice. If you wanted some of my orange juice, feel
I
free
tried
to.
some.
You didn't like it?
It's alright. I would finish the can. I don't know if I would, go ham.
I prefer my apple juice.
Go ham with a can. Your apple juice. I like that.
I'll leave y'all to.
Oh yeah, so scrappy
We'll catch up
with
with you
finances.
when
So I have been, we've talked about small businesses before, right?
Yeah.
I have followed.
Wait. You mean to tell me that we've talked about small businesses
What?
before? No
So-
way!
With my research over many years,
Yes.
following these small businesses, I've learned from them what you can do. Like literally, one of them who's makes multi-million dollars a year, going from they started by going into someone's backyard, cutting down the trees, and building a warehouse. I'm not saying let's do that, but what I'm saying is if we can't find the money, and if we're motivated, we can make something happen.
Yes.
So the money, everyone needs money, sure, but that's not going to actually stop us. I do
No.
not think that's actually going to stop us.
I don't think that is that's going to be the nail in the coffin.
Yeah.
That's not what I'm saying. And I don't want you to think that's what I'm saying. I'm just saying, like, if we rent a shop, which in all honesty is probably the only way we're going to be able to do it. And I just say that because if I'm being honest, I think that's just renting in a city is, I don't think we're going to find a lot.
Sure.
Finding a lot for like less than $1 million, possible.
So we have an opportunity in front of us. And with this last year,
Yes.
we're the timing of this is actually really good, right?
Well, yes.
Over the last year,
Yes.
what has happened?
Nothing.
No, like what has happened with businesses?
have closed.
Okay. Closed businesses.
Lots of closed businesses.
Everybody wants
to go out.
Everyone's want to go out.
Nobody wants to listen to guidelines.
So properties have gone.
Property price should go down.
So they've gone up right now.
Oh, but they'll come back down once everything reopens.
They'll come down. You're gonna have. So first of all, you have closed businesses. So the price right now is astronomical. So people are gonna run out of money. I'm not saying I'm trying to do this in a shiesty way. I'm really not. But I'm just saying, strategically speaking, this is a great opportunity to be looking at this because prices are up. People are going to start losing their money if they've lost their business. It's just as simple as that.
Yeah.
When we go in there, we may be able to find some good prices with that. Number two, with everything going on with the pandemic, people are actually going outside of the main center of the big cities. So they're starting to spread
finding
out.
something more rural, which is generally cheaper too.
Exactly. So if we can get somewhere that's slightly more rural now.
Well, because it's also like are you a foot traffic store or a destination store? And we're a destination. Like straight up, we're a destination. So that's also another thing to consider with it.
Yeah, people are not going to typically. I mean, not that
we'll
we're saying
have people walk in and window shop.
Yeah.
But the general idea of what we would be. You are coming to us for us.
What
like
other places?
It's like why you can put escape rooms pretty much anywhere because
you don't hang out.
People will drive to them.
It's even better than an escape room because you don't hang out after an escape room for very long. You kind of hang out.
You're trying to get somebody's number.
well, think about this, right? So think of like breweries and wineries. So you go there, you have fun, you talk to people, and then you play games.
Yes. Now you just take away the alcohol, which is the motivator for every millennial right now.
But
because I don't know what liquor laws are.
For example, I have driven, just in case any work people, I've driven to a brewery and not had alcohol.
He's driven me to a brewery.
I've driven. So, but I mean, my point is, I've driven an hour and a half before just to spend an hour, maybe 2 hours at a place.
Yeah.
Because I enjoy the who's
well,
there.
Yeah, and we've done that. We've done that together. We've driven out an hour away to hang out for a couple hours. Mm-hmm. And part of it was we didn't even I didn't even participate as much as usual. We were sitting there and we were talking and enjoying the area.
Yeah. So people will. So my point is, people will travel to get to your location. We have an opportunity right now with businesses closing, and we have an opportunity with basically people buying houses and people spreading out. Because the thing is people right now in a lot of cities are in one small, compact location. This year's kind of started to spread that out. It's like, all the benefits of living in a city are now almost nullified because of the pandemic. So it's like, why do I live in a city? Spreading out.
That's fair. I think that is something we have to be careful of, though, because I think our business, I wouldn't travel more than, half an hour to go there a lot.
Sure.
So, because also think about that. How often do we go to Charlottesville?
Yeah.
Right? We go once a month to Charlottesville. If that. How often do we go down to Raleigh? Once every 2 or 3 months. That is something to consider too. Is How often,
frequently?
how
yeah.
far will you drive for a frequency? I generally don't like traveling more than half an hour anywhere because I have to travel half an hour for work.
Mm-hmm.
So that is something to also keep in mind is if we want these people to be reoccurring patrons or having a month membership, right? We have to make sure that we are both far enough away but close enough and that it's not an inconvenience to hang out there more than once a week.
Yeah. So we need to find that sweet spot of, yeah.
Yes. I think 20 minutes outside of town is the farthest we should look.
I think that's extremely plausible.
Yes, I do too. I'm saying that would be like that'd be my line. Would be 20 minutes out. Would be my hard stop.
Yeah.
You'd prefer probably 10 to 15. 20 would be the farthest.
But that's the end of what I was going to say. So
Business plan, by the way, they're going to look over ours and we just have to readjust ours to their order outline.
were you just enjoying yourself doing the like?
I couldn't think of the word I was trying to say.
I wasn't sure if it was like you were trying to like cut.
No, this thing right here. No, we will have to take our business plan, make the adjustments they say, and then order it how they have their outline because they said the businesses and their investors are used to getting it in their format. So for us to have an easier time so they can find what they're looking for quickly, we need to do it that way.
Sure, sounds good.
Hey, Sarah. Sweet. So that's everything that David had. All right, I can X out of that tab. My turn. So if any of my coworkers ask, I did not have a meeting today. But if any of you guys ask and you don't want to get me fired, I did. Now note, I still worked through lunch and got all of my work done. Like, we also got lucky. Our consultant, Meg, happens to be part-time and only works mornings.
Okay.
So she's going to get back to us on everything that she said she will do by next Friday for us to get done and have a meeting with her before the 18th. Because once the 18th happens, because they'll run out of a university. The university is closed down until January 4th.
Okay.
So we will have to get, she'll give us, she's got homework she's got to do that she's going to give us homework to do that we can get done and then meet. And then we have more stuff that we will do over the 2 weeks while we're getting everything done. So,
cool.
Anyway, I met with her today. They are paid through tax dollars. I didn't know that. Thought it was interesting, so I wrote it down. This is why I shouldn't take notes, by the way. Like, just so, like, that is what I took my time
Just
to
so
put
that's not, just so that's not your only note, I'm good.
No, I took lots of notes, as you'll see. So, they work a lot with lenders, and so if we need a loan and everything, they can help us out with that. They did say that we will generally need 20% of a loan for down payment. Also, the 3 words, cash is king. Now, we get a loan for 3 months. The bank wants that to be for at least 3 months to go into the business. Like, we need to have that in the bank. And to get a loan, we shouldn't get more than 3 months of what we will need totally to survive. It's also tough because of everything like that. That also was told that should be the minimum in our savings account.
Okay.
Also, I was talking about getting Facebooks and everything like that, and so we were talking about advertising. I'm locked out of advertising still on Facebook because Facebook won't get back to me. I've got to reach out again.
Why are you locked out?
Some Russian came and started talking about communism and hacked like my stuff and got me kicked out from ads.
I just say let's just quit everything and just follow that guy. You know, why not
thinking.
communism?
I mean,
and
why
Russia?
not? I read it. I was like, man, this is really not interesting, but I'm in.
Okay.
Anyway, so they said to get direct email addresses for direct stuff, which on our happy surprise of the last thing we're going to be talking about today, we can. We can set stuff up for newsletters and alerts and stuff like that if people are interested. Now, we need to keep our costs as minimal as possible. So folding tables, metal chairs, that is our tournament setup. because people aren't coming for what they're sitting on. They're coming for the atmosphere. They're coming for the community. They're coming for the gaming aspect.
Sure.
Our membership stuff needs to be redefined and simplified. I almost fumbled that word so bad.
That's okay.
In other words, don't do multi-month.
Okay.
As a consumer, that's great. But if somebody comes up to us and says, I only used 2 months of this, I want a refund for everything else. We have to make sure we keep that $300 that we charge them for the year in our account so we can pay them back. Whatever our stipulation is of that, we'll pay back. So we might have to hold on to $300 for 10 months to make sure that we don't eat it. So if we just do a month by month, it's easier for us. Yes, it's not easier for the consumer, but it's easier for us. Which is something that we do need to consider with these things. Same with discounts. Keep things simple with discounts because you don't want people trying to take advantage.
Sure.
Make sure that all of our stuff is clearly defined in contracts for our members. Multi-month can come back to bite you in a word that you probably shouldn't see on my stream, but that's what I typed in my notes. And basically our membership should be KISS. Keep it simple, stupid. For us to get a loan, we need to have a credit score of over 600. Both you and I have a credit score over 600. I definitely have a credit score over 600.
I'm joking. I'm kidding.
I was like, I'm pretty sure yours is. Like, okay. I don't know how mine got higher than everybody else's.
Are you supposed to be paying on your bills?
Oh. You're that type of libertarian.
All right, go ahead. Sorry.
And then the big thing, our big question is how can we get the Pittsburgh audience excited about us? Because we want them to be excited that we're opening. Which is tough because we're not there. Which is what led to the I can't take ads out for targeted in Pittsburgh. So I got to work on that so that way if we do choose to put some ads out to excite people about it, that hey, we're getting ready to do this, we're promoting our website and stuff, that we are better about that.
We could partner with a lot of other businesses, kind of like Rise Up, Promanti Brothers, for example.
Yes, we could.
Like, you know.
I got that text. I thought it was funny, but I was just like, I've never had them, so I can't like.
Oh.
I will definitely have had Promanti Brothers by the time I'm living up there.
Oh, yeah.
That's going to be normalized.
That's going to be a weekly thing for sure.
Oh yeah. Yeah. What's up, Jacob? So the questions that we had.
Okay.
What's the average cost in Pittsburgh? She said, I don't know. I will get back to you with what the average square foot is. Average price per square foot. My guess is it's going to be about 20 to 30 per square foot per year. It just depends on the area. We're looking at Cranberry, South Fayette, and downtown. Well, not downtown, but in the city of Pittsburgh. The city of Pittsburgh is probably going to be the most expensive. Second would be Cranberry, and then Fayetteville. Or sorry, South Fayette. I keep saying Fayetteville. No, yeah. South Fayette. Cranberry is not great because the corporations will not work with you unless you're making a certain amount of money. So they do not work with startups. And they're the biggest thing there, what's taking up most of the stuff that's developing up in Cranberry. South Fayette is great. It's developing. It's doing good things. It's making moves. And it is right around I-79. Only problem is it is an hour and 15 hour and 30 minutes away from our family that lives up in that area. But they do actually reach all the way out to Beaver County, our SBDC. So she's also going to be looking over in that area to see if there's anything in Beaver County that might work really well for us too.
Cool.
Although I'm not going to lie, I'm kind of more excited to be like in Pittsburgh.
Sure. Yeah.
I asked how venture capitalist works. Is it like getting a loan? Basically, it's an investor. They get a percentage of our stuff.
It depends on who you talk to.
Yeah, they don't give money for free.
Yeah.
They don't chuck money at you and say, here, you can have this startup.
Sure.
They always come back knocking. So they're not mom and dad, which was something that I was told we should also possibly consider is shaking down our family. I'm okay with it. It's not an easy thing to do, but I'm okay with it.
Jacob says so.
Yes,
Lynchburg facility.
As of right now, there is no plan for a Lynchburg facility.
There's not a facility. You can still, there's still Lynchburg as a headquarters.
Yes, there is. Lynchburg is currently a headquarters, and it will be the headquarters of our online orders. Once we get the money for 2 crickets. We don't have the money for 1 cricket yet. Which I would like to have, because then we could make our own merch. And we could do our own stuff, and we could do a lot more. So that's the big thing. I will say eventually we would like I've been told by people they want us to franchise. We have to be successful to franchise. Like, I have to not be going home at night wondering if I'm going to be open tomorrow. Which I think is possible. I don't know how likely it is.
Oh, I'm sure that's going to happen a few times. I bet that's like with every business.
Yeah, well, I mean, I do that now.
Yeah.
You know, oh crap, is the school going to close? Am I losing my job? Like, are we, because that's been a talk too, is like liquidizing all the schools in the area down to 1 mega school. And I'm like, no, it's a terrible idea. Anyway, what our next step should be, they're going to look over a business plan. We're going to have to rework on a new flow of our business plan. And then they will look at the break even and into the projections for the years to see how we can make that to work. Yeah, that's very true. It's very true, Jacob. But it doesn't change the fact that if people want to like work with us, work for us, come visit the shop, anything like that, like people will be welcome from wherever. Like I'm not gonna be like, hey, you don't live in Pennsylvania, don't come say hi to like that's yeah, and that depends on if we're gonna do that or not. If we're gonna use our profits to invest in the stock market or not. I'm weary about that. I am very weary about using my business to invest in another business to get money from that business when I'm not a multi-million-dollar business. You know.
Yeah, we can have that conversation later.
Yes, I mean to be straight, we're in a garage, guys.
No, it's a team's background, is what you're saying. It's a specialized team's background.
Guys, we're in a garage. Like, there's no ifs or ands. That's garage. That's garage right there. So there's a lot of things to consider that are not that you're trying to make them come up now as if we were thinking about them, but they're definitely not now questions.
Yeah, good questions.
Not now questions.
Not now questions. Sure.
Also, they are going to look into software for memberships for us and do more research on the gaming lounges and internet cafes and comic book shops in that area. Just because I don't think like we're like the first gaming lounge, but like there's comic book shops. But like that was the thing, like this whole like revolution of a gaming lounge is to counteract the fact of you're paying for the space so you can do whatever you want in the space. Whereas if I go to a comic book shop and I sit there and I'm there for an hour, I'm feeling guilty because I don't want to, like, I can't drink my own drinks. I had to buy from them. Or sometimes there's some comic book shops I've been to where they're like, you need to pay for this, you need to pay for that. So that stuff can be tough to deal with. Apparently at least 3, I believe, Dylan. Also, hope you're doing well, buddy. By the way, guys, if you want to see this live and watch stuff live, you should follow and sub all those things.
There you go.
So, the other thing is, so that's one thing. Then they were talking about how can we earn money. So currently we have a Patreon. If you guys didn't know, we have a Patreon. And you guys can go over to that Patreon with the link in the description. And you guys can totally be a monthly contributor to help us out to reach our goals to get this business off the ground and get started. And that is one thing that we talked about. The other thing you can do is you can go and you can buy merch from us at redbubble.com/people/EastCoastGuild.
Just to clarify, he didn't say red bobble. He said red bubble.
Redbubble.
Yeah.
I will put it in the chat. So you can also go there to buy our merch, which we have lots of merch. Even our Halloween design is still up. So you guys can act quickly to get that before I take it down.
Christmas is coming. I wonder if there's going to be, a Christmas.
I am too, because I haven't sat down and done it yet. So I'll probably work on a Christmas design. Stay tuned for that. If you guys follow our Instagram or our Facebook, you guys will get to see that first and have first dibs at going to our Redbubble to get that.
What is it going to be about? Like, what is it? Can you give me a sneak peek?
I was totally thinking of like a Christmas tree silhouette with a glowing East Coast Guild symbol, and then like just maybe a little string of lights. Something simple. If I was an artist, I'd be like East Coast Guild in the lights, but that's too much for me to handle.
Any word on ugly sweaters?
No, I don't think I have the time, and the people I would ask to do it, I don't have the money to pay.
Okay.
So, don't look at that. You guys don't have to worry about that yet. We're getting there. This is live. You can't.
I'm expecting like there's something like terrible on the
No,
screen.
it's not. It's something that I've been working on today, and I'm like excited about it because I want to
Smashing
share it.
kittens with a hammer or
Oh
something.
God. The other thing was, we're also, so as I said, there's our plugs for our Patreon and our merch. Please consider, if you guys want to support us and you guys want to see us be able to pull this off, we need help. Straight up, we need help. And so we're working on every administrative part, but the money part's probably the only thing that we just can't do fully on our own. We need people to be invested.
Yeah.
I don't want to mean like invested as in like you're buying stock, but invested in our idea and wanting to see it come to fruition. So please consider. Anyway, I'll move on. There's also traditional lenders like a bank, and 10 to 20% of our loan needs to be covered. Mm-hmm. We need to ask above our break-even point for those 3 months. Yeah. So that way, when we say we want 20, so if we need we need $10,000, we tell them we need 12,000, so they'll offer us 11,000. So that way, just in case something happens, we have 1,000 in the bank.
Sure.
Waiting.
Yeah.
So that is the big thing that we need to do with that. I was talking about with them. Non-traditional, there's basically like nonprofits, interest in the community that help unrepresented masses. So you could be in certain spots, and if you can, the business person of you, if you want to flip the script and be like, well, we are also here for boys and girls clubs, stuff like that, like basically outreach and stuff. You can look into grants like that. A lot of that stuff is going on. Anyway. Next, anything that is in red is something that I did not ask. Or was additional stuff. So I want to know how viable the business is. I just didn't ask because I didn't feel like it was right to ask when she still has more research to do. And so we're going to be working on that.
Okay.
I didn't ask about the media content plan. We're going to talk about that next. Because I have that up in the tabs above it. I forgot that we need to talk about that. This is going to be a long business meeting. We're already at an hour.
It's pretty standard.
Yeah, we generally go 2 hours in our business meetings.
Yeah. And actually more interruptions.
Yes.
So,
I'm doing really good today.
I wasn't saying you were doing interruptions.
I usually do.
It's like more interruptions as in like, yes, that's all. Blah, blah, blah.
Oh, yeah, like we're eating.
Stuffing
or like,
food in the mouth.
Oh, man. This business started in a garage and a dining room. But the dining room's gone, so we're in a garage.
Is that an upgrade?
No. Well,
It's more room.
We do have
free air conditioning. Or is it no heat?
If I open up the garage door, we can get a good breeze coming in with the rain.
There you go.
Anyway, we're going to follow Anne's plan.
I like it.
We're going to follow that, which she has been super helpful. I talked to her for like an hour today on FaceTime, getting some stuff set up. And she was also really excited about the surprise that I have for you guys.
Surprise.
They asked, I said, if we had the means, what could be the earliest we open? I told them August, September is when I wanted to be open. because I get my last paycheck in July.
Okay.
So I will have enough money to live through August.
Mm-hmm. Let that sink in for a minute.
Let that sink into everybody. I have enough money to live on my own until August. And that's not including the fact that if I move, I don't know where I'm living.
So you're going to do a Kilohmz homeless live? Sorry.
I'll just do it from Jason's garage.
There you go.
He doesn't like this idea of streaming anyway. He'll probably kick me to the garage if he sees me doing it. I love you, Jason. Then I asked I was going to ask what we should do for marketing. This kind of came up naturally. Like with the flow of our conversation, stuff just popped up. They're going to give us marketing materials to help us out, both with knowing the group of people that are in the area and giving us that data, like from the censuses and stuff. Like they know where to look. I don't know where to look.
Yeah.
They're going to give us that as well as other marketing materials to help us out. And then I was also thinking about talking and working with food trucks for tournaments and stuff. Like, if you, hey, and we were talking about like, hey, if you're a member, like they have a member card. Hey, you're a member. Show this off. You get 5 or 10% off it for your meal. You know, oh, you have a tournament pass today. You can get a free bag of nachos from El Cazadores food truck. I'm just making up words.
I hope that's not like some terrible word.
I don't think it's a word at all.
Okay. Sounds good.
Thank you. The other thing is, what are the other similar businesses? She's doing more research on it. I think everything she's talked about is basically sound like a comic book shop. So running Magic tournaments, running stuff like that, which is fine, but it's not a gaming lounge. And there is a slight difference. One, we don't sell comic books. But the next big part of that is we are selling materials and stuff like that, but we're giving people a place to be. You don't want to be home alone? Come on out. We also talked about the day pass. She was actually telling me that it should probably be closer to $15 a day.
Sure.
I understand, because that means, are you going to come more than twice this month? You should probably get a monthly membership. My consumer of me wouldn't want to pay $15 for one visit. Especially with the startup going on. Like, I'd be like, man, I like my local businesses, but that's... So, I think $10 being like, if you're going to come more than 3 times this month, you really should get a monthly. I think that is the best play. Then I did not ask those other questions about COVID stuff. But they will be doing a lot of research for us to help us out with these things. Which is nice, because it means that I can do my job and not have to worry about it.
Yeah.
$12, and that's something to consider too, is like if we wanted to do 12 or 13, which... I don't know. That'd be like I'd field it. I'd have to field it. I'd be like, if you wanted to, what would be the most you would pay to come into our business? Like 10, 12, 15? Also, you guys should join our East Coast Guild Discord, where we can talk about this one-on-one, and you guys can talk directly to us about maybe your ideas for the shop, or if you guys can help us out or anything like that. There's also Patreon tiers and special Patreon chats in there. So if you happen to go and, snag yourself a happy old membership over there, you can also get some free rolls.
By the way, what just happened was called a shameless plug.
It was. And all of that is in our Linktree down in the description, which I know Linktree is a pain in the butt to work around. But until we have our special surprise fully set up, we have to do that.
Now, this special surprise, are we talking about by the end of this stream special surprise? Or is this like a...
It's the special surprise that's going to be up by New Year's.
Oh, this is killing me.
You know what it is. I bought it today. You know what it is. I bought it today.
I don't think we talked about this.
We did! I can show you the
go
text
through my
messages. What did I buy today?
You said you're eating wings.
What did I buy today? What is something that I said I subscribed to today that I'm paying money for monthly today?
Oh, yeah. Gotcha.
Anyway, so now we're going to move on to our weekly Instagram engagement stuff. We're going to try to start moving to do better social media management because that is like going to be the backbone of our growth right now. We're going to look at doing twice a day on Mondays through Saturdays. 10 a.m., 4 p.m. Those are our 2 post times. So it might be I have you post at 10 a.m. or Ann post at 10 a.m. I post at 4 when I get off work. And we could look at doing loot boxes, but we have to make sure we have the means to get those, out to people. Like, we're going to be looking at doing casting dice. We're going to have custom dice, guys. It's going to happen eventually. We're going to work on dice towers.
I would take away the
Play
eventually.
mats.
It's going to happen.
It's going to happen.
It's going to happen. Eventually sounds too far. It's going to happen.
21 days. 21 days, I'm doing the first pour, and I'm going to do a giveaway for it. First pour, first edition, first time.
There you go.
Rarity. Hopefully I get some dyes so it's not just like
A clear clear die.
Which, could work. We just have to get black paint to paint in the numbers. We need white paint to paint in the numbers otherwise.
Sure. We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. Anyway. For once a day on Saturdays before noon, we need to be posting and adding to stories every day of the week. Stories, we need to do minimum 1 per day. It can be words only, pictures and words, video, voting, or questions. Now, the best part is, Ann has come up with an entire plan for us to post each day. And she's going to help us with this, and I'm so glad to have her helping us out. We're going to do a meme post every Monday. Every Monday morning. Which also means you guys should join the Discord because we're going to have a chat in the Discord for you guys to submit memes that get shared every Monday morning. And we will shout you out and tag you as long as you're following our Instagram. So that will go out and we will give credit out to those people. As again, you got to make sure you're following us though and all that stuff. So it's going to be a funnier joke to start off the week. It's the work week. We got to get something funny out there by 10 a.m. We're also going to have merch posts at 4 p.m. So this is going to be another thing where we need you guys. If you guys are wearing our merch, if you guys have our merch, we'll shout you out. We'll give you guys out there. We'll put you out there because we want you guys to support us. We want to support you. So if you guys get our merch and you're wearing it, doing something with your animals, with playing games or whatever, we want you guys to be doing that because it's going to be awesome. We also have mugs and some other things too that we can have, and we really want to work on that. And some of the other stuff that we have down there is just like finesse things with the pictures. If you guys turn pictures into us for that, so we'll probably also have a Merch Mondays chat in our Discord for you guys to submit pictures for Merch Mondays that we'll also put up. And some of those might go up in stories. We might also do merch polls for like, what's our next merch going to be? We also could do stories with memes or jokes. So, yes, we have thought about doing that. Yes. We've thought about being a food truck.
And I would even say it's more than just like a, hey, we said something. There are plans to do something like that, yes.
I have looked into the price of trailers that my Jeep can pull. Yes.
Even like the whole like structure of how it would work.
Mm-hmm.
And yes. That is a good idea, Jacob.
And I'm glad we also thought of it. Tuesday. Tech Tuesdays. We have a tech education at 10 a.m. So we discuss hardware and software. That'll be where you shine a lot. At least in most of the software hardware aspects. I can talk about cameras, or microphones, cameras, and consoles. You can also talk about cameras and consoles. I can talk about streaming gear. Mm-hmm. We can both talk about tech monitors, stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Or streaming information goes out at 10. Then we have a new tech talk at 4. So there's something in the news, which we should both get set up with Google News.
Okay. And
so every Monday, have it deliver anything that has technology. So we can look through the articles and get a weekly report of the technology. I already have this set up on another couple of keywords from Google, but it's a very, very useful thing. And I'll probably actually do a video showcasing it because I can get like 5-10 minutes out of it of showing how this is useful and good for stuff like that. Story, if we can do Instagram TV, so basically do a live of showing how hardware or software works and demonstrating some new tech items or something that we have, and then put it to Instagram TV so that way people can see it there. And then I'm also thinking about how we can put that onto our YouTube channel. Wednesday. One of the best things. Video games. This is going to be maximum specialty for myself. Talking about that stuff.
I'm getting an Xbox when it comes out.
You're getting a Series X?
Like when it comes out, as in when it's available.
You'll have it before me.
So, you know, next year.
I don't want to kill my credit score.
Next year in summer, maybe? I don't know.
Do you mean like next year, a week after Christmas? Because a lot of them will come in right after Christmas.
Yep. Sure. I mean, yeah, whatever. So
that'll be another thing to look forward to, guys. So game of the week, 10 a.m. What game am I playing that week? Or what game have I been playing for the past week? Pros, cons. See if I can put up a picture or a blurb of gameplay. Tips and tricks.
Okay.
Cheat codes aren't really a thing anymore. And I'm sorry. But exploits in a game, showing things that are really good, fun things that you can do in a game that kind of break it, is a great way to also go about it and do that stuff. Because there are a couple exploits in Destiny even that I found out about. Or things that are just massively broken and I can teach people how to use them. On our story, basically game of the week for each platform. Green background for Xbox, blue for PlayStation, red for Nintendo, black for PC. And I put out what game do we think deserves to have the game of the week. Maybe it's a new game that came out. Maybe it's a game that we're falling back in love with. Something like that. Thursday, trivia day. First trivia question. We put it up there and answers get posted to the Instagram story. Second trivia question of the day at 4 p.m. Different than question one, same parameters. Answers go back up to our story. So we post the answers to each question, expand upon the answer in multiple stories afterwards to provide information. Example, who's the red plumber from Nintendo? Answer, Mario. Then the following stories will give more information about Mario and his history, basically teaching people about stuff that's also in that culture and in that community.
Which one is this one? I'm trying to get onto the
This is the weekly Instagram engagement. It's in the new folder, the content creation plan folder.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I made a new folder without telling.
That's okay.
I do lots of things without telling David until after they're done, and it's probably not great. Anyway, Fan Fridays and Fireside. So Fireside, reminder at 10 a.m. notifying people, hey, we're going to be doing the Fireside at whatever time we choose. Tease them if we have any guests that are going to be joining us or anything like that. And then tell what we plan to talk about or do that night. And then have a Q&A. Basically, if you have any questions, you fill it out in the story so that way we can talk about it. Fan Spot at 4 p.m. Basically highlight any fan art that's made, any fans wearing merch. So this could be a second time that you being in merch could get shown off. Or if you become a Patreon member, we could actually go out and do that stuff too. So we'll promote your social media while thanking you guys for the support on us. So the fireside chats are something that we generally do. We didn't do tonight because it's raining. So we generally do fireside chats every Friday on our Instagram. Go follow our Instagram, instagram.com/EastCoastGuild. And we go and we'll sit there. And the past ones are actually on our Instagram TV. And we basically have the camera pointing at the fire. So you guys get to pretty much pretend that you're looking at the fire with us that we have built in my backyard while we sit and talk. And we just basically podcast. So this would be a side for you guys to talk with us about what's going on with the business. It's a way for you guys for us to tell you guys, hey, this is what we're going to be talking about in our business meeting tomorrow. This is what we learned this week. This is what we're working on. Stuff like that. And they're generally an hour to 2 hours long. In our story, we basically place a Q&A box so that way there's questions ready as a segment for the fireside chat. Can go in after the fireside chat and answer all the questions posted to the story. So that way, if the person could not make it out to the fireside chat, their question still gets answered. Now, this Saturday idea was a really awesome idea, and I'm actually really excited for it. Basically, we started a D&D campaign through our Instagram story and ongoing posts. So basically, we have an ongoing campaign post at 10 a.m. where we'll have an ongoing campaign story that will be influenced by the followers voting for actions in our story. Start out with 4 or 5 characters, first post being about each of them. The campaign tale will be influenced by what the followers vote for. Votes from that week will go into the story for the next week.
So I'm going to tell you how this is going to go. They're going to say, kill off David. And then literally next week it's going to be like...
We will not... No, so here's the thing. We're going to be like, here's 4 characters. We have Ishmael, Jeremiah, Baklava.
Very religious sounding names.
Until we got to Baklava.
Sweet.
Josie, and Wallpaper. Everybody's going to love Wallpaper, by the way. We have those 5, and basically saying, these 5 adventurers have been together for a while. They're in a tavern. Somebody walks up to the table. What does Wallpaper say? Then the next week, and we keep doing that. So it's something that's going to go on for a very, 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 very long time.
So Wallpaper is going to say something lovable that everybody loves.
Everybody loves Wallpaper.
Okay.
So
we should have that on a T-shirt somewhere.
If
everybody loves Wallpaper.
So if Wallpaper's an actual character in our story, I'll do it.
All right. So everybody vote for a name called Wallpaper now.
Everybody tag me in your Instagram story. Tag East Coast Guild in your Instagram story. Demanding Wallpaper will make it happen.
All right. So yes.
But Wallpaper. You have to tag us for me to see it. So, and then we also have a D&D information post providing information about different spells, rules, characters, races, and classes that exist in D&D. We can also basically give people tools for starting out in D&D, which is also a great time to kind of also shameless plug coming into the store if we have weekly D&D for newbies. Mm-hmm. We can also promote our DM lessons or our campaign hosting during that time because we do have consultation for D&D. Then for our story, we basically provide choices for our followers to choose from an adventure of the story. Example, do you want Imsire to continue down the road or to go into the stables? Followers will vote for which action they want to see happen and will read the results of whatever option has the most voters. So basically it's a choose your own adventure novel that we're going to run through Instagram. We'll do this for all characters, so we'll have 4 or 5 different stories for each character, tracking everything that goes on with them. Then we have links to contacts to reach out for us for the DM lessons.
By the way, just so people know a little bit about my background with this is I've never played D&D. Never once.
I played for 6 or 7 years straight.
This is, well, what my point is like literally we have, I don't even know what you, like advanced, master, what would you be considered at this point?
Probably advanced.
Advanced, whatever it's, yeah. So
I don't remember everything, so I'd probably be advanced.
What I know from D&D is from basically the small amount that I've been exposed to with you and from Stranger Things. Yeah. That's about it. So I'm actually really excited about this because I've never been exposed, and I'm excited for this because it seems it's more creative than just your standard game, from what I know.
Yes, so. It is. All right. Sunday, Streamer Sunday. Host streamers for Q&A. So like reaching out to the people I know for a Q&A. We do a Q&A in the stories with a streamer from YouTube and or Twitch and or Glimish, and we promote their socials in the post. We have them share with their followers ECG and the Q&A on their page and stories as well. So this might be something that we put up on YouTube for the full thing, but we take our favorite question that we asked them and put it up as a teaser on Instagram. Story typed out questions followed by a video response from the guest streamer. Basically, we'll take some of them and be like, you know, who are you? Like a couple things and be like, if you guys want to learn more about this person, go check out our YouTube video. Who are they? How long have they been streaming? What's their setup like? Favorite game and why? What are their goals? Proudest streaming moment? Favorite flavor of ice cream? Favorite type of cake? Concrete?
Pie.
Concrete or asphalt? And why?
Of course, it's concrete.
Why?
Who likes asphalt?
Correct answer was neither. Track material. Because it's a little spongy. And then we share their socials.
Okay.
We share
Not
the
social security, just social.
yes, just social.
Gotcha.
We share the post to our stories on our personal Instagram as well. And we always reply to comments, even comments on ECG posts from our own account, like every post.
You know,
So we are also supposed to comment on our things, and we don't. I don't do it because I feel weird doing it. I will gladly talk to you in the comments of East Coast Guild, but I won't talk to myself. That's weird to me.
So you said do a Q&A with a streamer. So who do we know that could do that, like right now?
Myself, Panda,
Okay.
Ryan, Princess, Alex,
Is there anyone
the Nerd,
in-
Alex Gaming, Z, Mark.
Is there anyone in watching this right now that we could call out? That, or do you know, like we could?
I don't think Sensori's watching right now.
Son of a.
But there are lots
Sure.
of content creators I know that we can go and reach out to and do stuff and talk to.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds good.
So, before I jump in and show you guys, I'm going to show you guys one more thing. Join the Discord! We put in announcements, store stuff, new merch ideas, and we also have text channels. We have general, memes, game chat, selfies, fur babies. We have a moderator chat. That doesn't matter for you guys. We have Patreon chats. Have I mentioned you should consider helping us out on Patreon? Just saying. Then we also have voice channels for people to play games and do stuff. So, okay. I have beaten around the bush for quite a while now. And
Here it comes.
this is the exciting part. We are working on a website with our fresh flowers for any budget. That's been changed upstairs. I don't think I've saved it yet. I'm sorry. But we are working on our thing here. This is not the fully updated. I could probably run upstairs and update it. This is not the fully updated what we have right now, but we have not published this site. We are still working on it. We have our merch spot right here, which will take you to our Redbubble. We haven't gotten our domain either, so we are still Orange Watermelon A29K.
Remember that, guys.
Remember that, guys. But if you look at our pages, we also have our consulting page. And so our consulting page, we have like what we can do with our consultations. So basically, if you look at our consultation, the only one we have right now is PC consultation, which is not popping up right there because it's hidden. But I have it over here. I don't know why it's hidden. But we have our PC consultation that you guys can get. For $50, it's an hour minimum. We are going to send a form out to you guys of specs, what you guys want to do with it, and minimum pricing and stuff like that. I'm going to have Ann go through. She's going to make this look a lot better with words. And basically have it cater to your guys' preferences. And then we do that. And then it will be another price. Oh my gosh, Sensoru, he streams. And then we will also be working on having stuff set up. So that way, if you guys want us to build the PC, we can do that. But our baseline price for building is going to be somewhere around $200 or $300. We have not fully talked about that. But it is something we need to talk about as we continue to get this stuff set up. Because if you guys want us to build it, you guys are going to send us the parts, pay us that money for labor and other costs, and then we will ship it out to you once we are done building it. So you don't have to.
Sounds like a pretty sick deal to me.
Right?
Like
a total of like $250, $300 for us to completely help you build a brand new PC.
Do you know any people that came into Best Buy wanted to do that, but they were like, I went to this website that I don't truly trust.
Yep. And now we can be a
And
place
the parts
that can
were
trust you.
broken,
And
Yeah,
we won't buy,
it's a
and
disaster.
we will not let you get broken parts. We'll deal with all that.
Yeah.
And we'll help out. But that's why it's going to cost a lot. So, you know, you might want a $1,000 PC, but it's going to cost you $1,300 to get it through us. But that's because we also have to keep our lights on and make money.
Yep.
And all that money is going to go into the cricket fund. Because we need 2 crickets. Anyway, yeah, that is going to be a trivia night question 10 years from now. Orange watermelon, something, something.
So, I mean, other than the flowers on the website, it looks pretty consistent with our branding.
I will show you formally what it looks like when I go upstairs.
That sounds like a euphemism of some sort. Like,
Also,
when I go upstairs.
Wait, I think I have it on the Instagram. By the way, are you guys following our Instagram?
How do you get to it? Tell me about it.
Oh, you go to Instagram.com/EastCoastGuild. Oh, look at that. Oh, look, right here. That's what it should say on that. Also, the flowers are actually PC. One is a PC picture of my PC that I've built myself. And then the other one is a picture of my collectibles to also show like our geeky side and stuff. Sensoro, he's my brother-in-law. It is forbidden.
What's going on?
Nothing. Don't read chat.
Wink, wink. I like
Wink,
that.
wink,
Sure.
nudge, nudge, run away. But this is the start of it. We're trying to make moves, guys. Look, I'm your buddy. That's impossible. I'm not your buddy, guy. And as the wonderful words of our other co-founder, love us, please love us. We won't be clingy.
Did I really say that?
I was like, what should we have in our Instagram bio? Love us, please love us. We won't be clingy. David, co-founder.
Sounds about right.
It does. Also, soon we'll get rid of this ugly thing right here that Anne hates.
What is it?
Our link tree.
Hold on, you just made that.
I did, and Anne literally actively tells me how much she hates it. She's like, you guys just need to have a direct website. And I don't disagree with her. So we're working on a website.
Why not both? You always say this.
Porque no los dos. We also have our story here, stuff like that. I don't think it's a bad thing to have the link tree. I just don't think it's ideal. I also didn't put anything in for this yet. I think that we should get a picture of you and me right here for this right here instead of those flowers. But then we still have stuff. I think I've got to talk about stuff about me, and I want to talk about my background. And then I want you to do a paragraph on your background. Yeah. And we have get in touch. We're going to have a blog, too, for the website. So you guys will be able to get instant access to the blog posts if you guys are following. And if you guys get sign up, you guys can receive news and updates. Again, we will tell you when this goes live. Both of us draped in gaming cables and apparel. I'll do it. I'll make it happen. I have enough cables. I have enough cables in the garage at this moment to make that happen.
Now, is he saying nothing else, or just in addition to what
We
we're
get to
wearing?
have our apparel on. And I don't think we sell joggers yet.
We don't do calendars at this moment.
But in the future.
just one cable.
We also have a gallery of pictures. I don't know. I want to connect our Instagram basically and have this be our Instagram feed. And basically let it be our latest posts in the Instagram feed. But then we have everything else. So like, I don't know what else we need other than the things I already have there, but I'm working on it. We're going to be working on it. It is going to be up before the new year. The goal is to have this up well before December 31st. But I'm saying that we will have it up by January 1st. So the goal is to have it before New Year's Eve, but it will be up by New Year's. So even if I am running late on New Year's Eve, I will get it out to you guys before New Year's. I won't watch the ball drop until this gets. I'm not going to watch the ball
I'll
drop
keep you
anyway.
to that.
I won't watch it anyway. I think it's boring. I think it's useless.
Who's gonna be there anyway? It's gonna be a previous stream.
Yeah, there's going to be the ninja one from last year where he was flossing and making a fool of himself. I wonder if you ever have any regrets. Wait, I brought up the Discord
No
and they
regrets.
couldn't see the Discord. Guys, we have a Discord. You should join it.
How many times have you said?
A lot.
There you go.
But you guys will have to go to our rules section and give your guys yourselves the community member badge, because that way you've read our rules, and so that's what you got to do first, okay? Just trust me.
Where do you find the rules?
In the section that says rules. You're not in it. You're not in this Discord. I sent you an invite to it and you never joined.
Really?
Yes, I even told you I made a community Discord and you never.
I'm on Discord right now.
And I sent the thing to you a while ago.
How do you even find what's been sent to me?
Invite people. Where is your name? That one. Invite. Sent.
See, there you go. I got it. For the first time. Speaking about which, did you download StarCraft?
No, I didn't.
Oh, okay.
All right. Now I need to take your name. You actually get to have roles right off the get-go.
Sweet.
Yeah, I picked green for your color. I hope that's okay.
Sure. Yeah. I like green.
Boom. Sweet. You have all the roles you need. I'm not going to give them to Jacob because Jacob should know better. I like how he reacted, but not with the react that he's supposed to do. Like, Jacob, it clearly says you have what you have to click to react properly. Swear to God. Kids these days. Anyway. I don't know what else.
Lastly, avoid NSFW, religion, and politics. Why am I even on this Discord?
It is your business.
I'm joking.
An example of how to join the Discord. It was planned. It was not. Jacob, you don't get the role unless you do the one that is there. The bot will not give it to you otherwise.
Nice.
Oh.
Is that one thumbs up?
The one thumbs up that's not going to do anything.
Yep.
It will not give him the role to get into the Discord.
I did the thing. the wrong one. You did the wrong thing.
Don't unclick it. It'll take your role away from you. Oh my gosh. All right. Well, do you guys have any questions for us before we wrap it up? Have you guys joined the Discord? Have you guys followed the Instagram? Because you should.
I'll tell you something about Patreon. Right. So we've talked about Discord. We've talked about new website coming. Some merch that is.
I use the Linktree to get to Patreon.
Linktree. So let me talk about Patreon real quick because I've actually used Patreon before, not for myself, but for actually giving to Patreon. There's a guy who did one podcast, but he kept his Patreon active, so he kept on getting money, although his podcast was no longer. We're not going to do that. We're going to try to... And the thing is he was doing one podcast a week, and I was still giving him money because I liked what he was doing. I mean, I hope that if you guys like what we're doing, you feel... I'm never gonna pressure you guys.
I will.
If that's... Well, I'm not. Like, if you guys want to do that, that's fine. I want you to feel like this is something that you should be doing, like you want to do.
We're not going to take your money and run. Like, that's not the point.
But yeah.
Anybody that knows me, that knows my content, knows that I'm not going to do that. David wouldn't let me do that.
No.
I wouldn't let me do that.
No.
These are our benefits from it. If you guys are $5, you guys get a roll, get some good karma, and you get to see some of our Patreon-only posts.
Again, thanks for Pi for signing up. He was the first one to do it.
Pi was our very first patron, and he's at the
Appreciate it.
initiate tier. Apprentice tier is $15 a month. It's half the cost of membership. We have the additionals to that is early access to videos when we do them, and Patreon shoutouts. The Journeyman tier has...
I like the name.
Thank you.
It's a good name.
Exclusive voting power, so like we will ask you guys for voting on things, as well as thank you postcards. We will get custom ECG postcards and write on them and then send them to you. Also, after 3 months of having the Journeyman tier or higher, you get a free shirt. Then we have the Night tier, where you have everything from before, but this time we also add a wood-burned plaque with your name on it to the store. So it'd be like a 2x4 like this big. We'll write whatever name you want on there, as long as it's appropriate. So we'll either take your screen name or your actual name. We'll write it on there. We have a way that basically it's a scorch marker. So you write on this marker, it's like an invisible ink almost. Then you hit it with a heat gun and it brings out just that. It causes a chemical reaction to bring out the name, to burn it without actually burning the wood fully. It just burns those spots. It's like an alcohol-based thing to do that. We're going to have a wall of patrons in the shop. Next, if you choose the Night, you're not only a God tier gamer, but you will also get a phone call. You'll make our holiday card list. So if we do a holiday card for East Coast Guild, and we will probably post the picture up to Instagram, but you guys will get an actual Christmas card that we will send to you, as well as everything else.
It's probably better if you're going to do that one, do that like now.
Yes.
like,
Otherwise, you'll get an Easter card.
Not like sign up in January and be like, oh,
also,
12 months.
Sansoru, thank you so much for becoming an Initiate tier patron. Then we have the Grandmaster. Why in God's name did you choose this one? It's $100 more for just being a kind person to us. That's it. You don't get anything special.
Is that actually what it's called? Is that what it says?
The Grandmaster?
No, like
it says, why did you choose this one?
Why did you choose this one?
Like, hot dang, you're the highest of God tier gamers. Thank you for believing in our mission and goals. Was that the little Patreon thing?
It said Mark.
That's Sansoru. Sansoru is
okay.
Yep.
Getting all the names.
And then it's
Worked
just an
out.
additional of, it's just general support. So we did it. We're now raising $8 a month. We can now rent 2 cans of beans per month.
Rent them.
Rent them.
Not buy them.
Can't buy them. Rent them.
There you go.
But we want to thank you guys. We just wanted to throw that out there. And again, if you guys go to our link tree, which is linktr.ee /EastCoastGuild, it is in the description down below. You can get to all of these very quickly. You can get to our YouTube, which we plan on streaming from there in the future. In the future. We had to wait 24 hours to actually go live there. So we couldn't do it today. We also have our Patreon, our Discord, our Instagram, our Facebook, our merch, and we will eventually have our website on there. And we will also have our website live in the next month for you guys. I don't have anything else to add. Do you?
Appreciate you guys. Thanks. I have nothing else to add at the moment. You know, there's a lot more for us to talk about, but I think it's probably better for us to cut it at this point. Yeah, I mean, I appreciate every guys, all of you guys listening in today, and stay tuned. It's ramping up.
I farted.
Should we just
so sorry.
end the stream now at this point?
Right? But we're working on it. So thank you guys. Thank you for the support. Thank you for our patrons. Pi, Santorum. Thank you guys. Yeah. Got a long road ahead of us, but we're making moves. It'll be good. So thank you guys so much for watching. Stay awesome, do great things. We'll see you guys in the next one. Adios.